I like having fun. I like to laugh. Oh, I like to meet people who can make me laugh. Hey. I like having fun. Yes, I like to laugh. I like having fun to meet people who laugh. Come on!
That's the way to be, right there.
Good morning! Good morning, everybody. Tim Heidecker here, coming in from Glendale. Glendale. Doug, give me something hot. Give me something with energy. Come on. Uh-oh. Can you hear me now?
That's fucking hilarious.
Can you hear me now? Am I live? Can you hear me loud and loud? I love the sound of my music. No. I love the sound of my voice. Can you hear me? No.
Bro, you do not laugh, man. Where you guys from? That's bullshit. Fuck this guy. Cool, man.
I got lost in that one.
Let's hear it.
I like it. That shit was
Hold
good.
on now. Hold on. I love it. I'm singing tonight. Hey. Yeah. I love to sing tonight.
Share some music.
Oh, yeah. I love to sing at night. Hey, everybody. What are we fucking doing here? I'm lost. I can't get this in my ear. Oh, baby. Join the movement. Join the experience. Welcome to the show. It's Tim Heidecker here. I'm live. I am engaged. I'm engaged. Oh, yeah. I'm engaged. I'm engaged with the audience. Listen to your Zoom call. Let's have some fun. Let's dance. All right.
You're my hero.
I saw Paul McCartney when I was 11 at Veterans Stadium.
For fucking Queens.
Let's go!
Good morning, gentlemen. Oh, shit. Let me turn that off. Good
They've
morning,
come
everybody.
up with the AIDS vaccine.
Good morning.
Something beautiful.
I get on with kids.
Something beautiful that happens every morning now when we do an office hours is we get here about an hour ahead of time to work on the show and to get things ready. And Doug and Vic put their headphones on and get to work. And they're like two little school children back there giggling as they're putting their latest drops in order and organizing. And I'm not hearing it because my headphones aren't on. And I just see them. I go, uh-oh, I'm going to get whacked with some shit today.
That's fucking hilarious.
Anyways, welcome to the show. It is Wednesday. It's an unusual experience to be doing the show on a Wednesday. We usually do it on a Thursday, frankly. And sometimes we do it on a Friday, actually. We have a great show for you planned. We have...
Okay. Did I say much more?
We have your Zooms, and we have man by name of Baauer.
Okay. What?
Baauer is calling
What?
in. We talked about Baauer last week.
Oh, what?
We call it hashtag Baauer confusion. And that stands, I think that should be a new phrase when we talk about when you're entering into a text thread and you're not getting, you don't have all the information. That is called Baauer confusion. So
Hashtag happy. Hashtag Garth. Hashtag Mr. Yearwood.
okay, so if you want to talk about that now, we can talk about that now. I am obsessed with Mr. Garth Brooks.
We'll have some fun. And let's get physical playing music. I like that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
I was a ghost in my own home over the weekend. I was not present because I was wading through a 4-hour Garth Brooks documentary on Netflix called The Road I'm On or something like that. And it was, first of all, it was very interesting to watch something on Netflix that was, it was made for the for A&E or for remember the biography show?
Yeah.
Shut up. It's enough. We know
Dream
what
still lives. My dream?
So it actually has these like built-in commercial breaks. Like there aren't commercials, but things like dip to black and then they come back up. But it's fascinating. First of all, I love any documentary about music. I can watch a documentary about anybody who's had a successful career, especially people that I don't know, because it's all kind of like, I never really paid attention to Garth Brooks. I never cared for his music, and I still don't.
Hey guys, it's Jeremy Renner.
No disrespect. No disrespect. I just don't care for it. I love country music in general, but his music never worked for me. But anyways, he was a massive star. But this documentary it's on Netflix. It's unbelievable. He is in tears the whole time. And I don't have an issue with men getting choked up. I think it's kind of beautiful, and I love seeing guys.
Unbelievable.
I love seeing guys get in touch with their emotions. I really do. And I think I should cry more. I should cry over a lot. I should cry about a lot of things. I don't. I'm very, I'm German. I'm stoic. And I don't have access to that. I don't cry a lot. But when I do, I do. But this Garth Brooks is on the verge of he's tearing up. He's full crying or on the verge of crying the whole time. And he's talking directly into camera a lot of the time. And he's talking about shit that you shouldn't cry over. I'm talking about like the time he met his business manager. He was standing over there. I walked up to him. And he's nuts. You could see he's like cuckoo. Thank God I'm a country boy. He's like real intense. And he's sitting there. He's like sitting on a chair, like a backwards chair, with his arms up on the back of the chair. I went up to him. I said, "This is your opportunity. This is your chance to make a difference." And it's like that the whole time. But, he's talking about his mother and he's crying. I get that. But boy, he's just like, it's really a fascinating watch.
I love this. Thank you for my life. God bless you guys.
And Vic, you've been onto this for a while. You've been tuned
I've been
into
pretty
the
obsessed with him.
He made that famous sort of, I'm joining Facebook and this is a chance for me to connect directly with you.
That is like a beautiful art piece, like an accidental art piece. Like it's unreal.
What is it?
Like it's like his manager said, "All right, the show's over. Just go back in the hotel room, talk to this camera, and we'll put it up online. We'll just talk to your fans." And he dims the lights real low, and it's just him talking on a hotel bed.
You don't have it. Right?
I can pull it up.
Okay, pull it up. But it's a sort of a famous internet thing. Anyways,
we got to bring Chris Gaines back. Does
like
the doc get into the games?
The other thing is great in is like Billy Joel is in it, and he's on the verge of tears. He's all teared up, and like everyone's like.
Well, I guess it's official. We're now on Facebook.
There you go.
I really wasn't sure about this at the start, but then a friend of mine said something that just made all kinds of sense. She said, "Think of it more as a conversation." I like that. But I'm already finding out on my own. So it's wiping the walls out between you and me, and I really like that. It allows us into each other's worlds, or I guess in my case, the hotel room. When I think about things I want to post cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff. But most of the stuff I'm going to post is going to be raw stuff like this.
Fucking anal sex with his
just who I am.
wife.
Yeah.
So if this is truly a conversation,
he has no pants on.
then I say let the conversation begin.
So good.
So sincere, and God bless sincerity. I mean, listen, I just feel bad sometimes because it's just like everything's
that's
a
what
fucking
it is.
joke. But
He's just being like trying to be a good guy. It seems.
just
Thank each and every one of y'all for all you've done to your bodies.
all right. Anyways, that's my recommendation. I think it's funny. It's interesting. They can't find, the other interesting thing is they can't find any country singers to talk about him. It's Billy Joel and James Taylor that they have sitting down to be interviewed about.
Like Clinton Black wasn't available.
Not really quite country either.
Vince Gill wasn't around.
Travis Tritt
wasn't around.
Maybe his contemporaries don't.
Did they interview his wife?
Yes, Mrs. Yearwood.
He's Mr. Yearwood. And
It's pretty interesting. It's an
The dream
interesting
still lives.
story.
And my dream is for us to love one another.
He does all these things where he's like, he makes these profound statements, but they're shit like he could have gone down to the Hallmark store and looked through the cards for about 20 minutes. You know, he's like, there's this thing that my daddy used to say, and now I've been saying it. He said, with every blessing, there's a curse. With every curse, there's a blessing. And you're like, whoa, man. Blew my mind. God bless him.
Yeah, if he ever did go into the card store, he'd just be bawling. He'd have to buy all the cards because he'd get them all soaking wet.
You see what this is? It says, stop and smell the roses.
That's what he reads at.
Holy shit, stop and smell the roses. Oh, man.
Tim, that's what he reads at night when he's reading a book. He just has a stack of Hallmark cards. Just goes through one by one. And just...
Box of tissues, crying.
Hey, Matt, I want to connect with my audience. I want to have a one-on-one relationship with the good people that listen to this show. Is there anybody out there that wants to communicate with me and be real for once? I know Orvis is out there. I know Orvis is out there eating a salad. I want to connect with Orvis. And
I'm very excited to share some music with you.
Orvis, what is going on in your neck of the woods, man? What is happening, Orvis?
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
What's that?
I'm sorry, I just proposed to my partner.
How'd that go?
Well, he said, "We're a business. We're not in love."
That's a pile of bullshit.
Get this guy in a fucking...
This has got to stop.
Throw him in the quarry, you know what I mean?
I'm going to go apoplectic.
Unbelievable with him. Jeff S. in Hamilton.
Wow. Hey, Tim, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Good.
Mark calling Orson. You mean Orson.
Fucking Mork, man. We sat there and
Mark calling Orson.
we sat as a country, as a nation. We sat around the virtual fireplace and we listened to Robin Williams pretend to be an alien from Mork.
Mark calling Orson.
Remember when they had that son? They had Mirth. They had Mirth.
His son was Mirth?
Mirth. Yeah, it was Jonathan Winters, and it was like a Benjamin Buttons routine. Where
I thought that was Orson.
No, Orson was fucking Mork's boss back on.
Oh, right. His son was older. Like everything was opposite. He sits upside down.
Yeah.
Right.
Where was Mork? Where was Mork from? Ork.
Morkville.
From Ork. Ork. That's where all those bad guys from the Lord of the Rings are from, right? The orcs. But Mork is from Ork, and he reports to Orson. He's in love with Mindy. I wanted to do I don't know where I wrote this. I wrote it for something. It was a pretend pitch for an ABC show called, I think it was called After Mindy or something. Mork After Mindy. And it was it's like checking. Mindy had died of cancer or something. She had passed away, and it was Mork. It's real it was an opportunity for. It was like maybe right after Dead Poets Society, and people said, Robin is a really talented dramatic actor. I think there's something. What if we took the Mork and Mindy universe and made it a little more sincere and serious, and we do Mork, and we don't want to deal with Pam Dauber. We don't need to bring Pam back because she's going to ask for a ton of money. But we could do Mork After Mindy. Hello, Mind, I miss you. Yes, it's been 20. It's been 2 years since you've gone.
Oh, yes, sir. This week, sir, I learned what it's like to be famous.
Mark calling Orson. Mark calling Orson. What is it? What is it, Mark? What is it, Mark? I don't know if I can go on. I don't know if I can go on, Orson. I miss Mindy so much. I was there when she passed away. And now I have Mirth. Now I have to raise Mirth on my own, Jonathan Winters. All right. What are we doing?
Someone's on the phone, I think.
Who's there? Jeff? Thank you, Vic.
Oh, sorry, I'm muted.
What's going on, man?
Not much. Just procrastinating at work.
Oh yeah, it looks like you're at home. Are you at home working from home?
Working from home. I'm trying to help a farmer keep his critters from shitting in a creek.
But what's your name, though?
Where are you calling? Is that Vladimir?
Where are you guys from?
Is that Vladimir Putin on your head?
No, it's Carl Pilkington.
Oh, okay.
What's your fucking name?
Why'd you wear a hat like that of all places on my show?
I got it a few years ago.
Oh, yeah. What's wrong? Where are you calling from? Hamilton, Ontario?
Hamilton, Ontario. That's
See,
the place.
you idiots are playing country music back there.
We're pretty urban here.
There's country everywhere, Tim.
What do you, Vic? I imagine that you have like the map of the United States up there on your screen with buttons.
The general, yeah, I do.
That'd be cool.
The
Like
general location.
What, do you got anything for me today, Jeff, or should I move along? Because I can't.
I was gonna ask. You mentioned last week that your house is a hot box.
My house
His
is a
house.
is a hot box.
Do you have any trees growing there, or is it just barren? What's it like in Glendale?
Oh
Do you
shit!
have
Well,
vegetation?
this is the confounding thing about living here is it's been absolutely pleasant the past few days. It's pleasant today, right? It's overcast. I apologize. I should have started with the weather. I shouldn't have gone on my Mork and Garth rants. I should have started with the weather, which means we should get to the
City of the Day.
Wow! Thank you.
Happy
City of the Day.
City of the day is, speaking of Glendale, our neighboring city, Burbank, California. Burbank, California. City of the day is sponsored by, we have a new sponsor today, sponsored by Seed Protein Spray. It's kind of an interesting product for all you health nuts out there, sort of a supplement, I guess. Seed Protein Spray. Few nutrients are as important as protein. If you don't get enough through your diet, your health and your body composition will suffer. Average consumption of is about 50 grams through a normal diet. So if you're a regular guy or a gal, you're eating your regular food, you're going to get about 15%. That's the bare minimum. And experts say you need a lot more. So Seed Protein Spray adds an additional 18 to 20%. It's great for increased energy, weight loss, and general health and immunity. Seed is an organic blend of animal protein, largely consisting of a blend of semen from bulls and buffalo. It is an easy-to-use nasal spray dispenser. 2 quick pumps of seed into your nasal cavity is the easiest way to boost your daily protein intake. So you just, I guess, I don't know what the consistency of it is, but I guess they extract protein from the bull, sperm, semen, whatever it is. What is the difference between sperm and semen? Semen's
inside the sperm.
Sperm's in the semen.
No, sperm's the little
worm.
The little fish. The little worm.
Sperm's
fish.
the worm.
Sperm's the worm.
Great big bulldog.
So maybe it's not semen. Maybe it's the sperm. I don't know. Whatever they get, however they get the seed product, they extract it from the testicles of the bull and the buffaloes.
So who are the animals? Because I don't smell them.
And Doug, you're a vegetarian. Am I correct? Or no,
that's correct.
You're correct. So this is exciting. Now there's a vegan option that's entirely plant-based, so you can get the same protein boost without using animal products at all. So
how do they do that?
It's made from animal proteins, I guess. They just extract the proteins from the kale or whatever, and they
maybe
put it in the spray.
Flower
it's
nectar.
the same.
Pollen is perhaps the semen of the flowers.
It's the same exact product, same results, same price. Go to SPP.
Tim, I would like to say
semen / office hours. Go to SPP .semen / office hours and get a 10% discount on Seed Protein Spray.
The semen from the bull could be vegetarian. It could be ethical if the bull was into it. You know?
Well, that's why this is vegan, because it's a similar situation. People are vegetarian, but they have milk. So I don't think that they're slaughtering the bulls to get the cum. I think they're extracting them through a masturbating machine or something. Okay. Anyways.
Didn't be cool, dog.
All right. Speaking of.
Well, what's your name, though?
How could I possibly transition? Thank you.
I get on with kids.
That's the end of City of the Day, Burbank, California. Weather is.
Let's hear it. I see. All right, man.
Weather is beautiful today. Partly cloudy in the morning, clearing up in the afternoon. High of 75. That's where we want it. If you're going to pick a temperature for the day, I think you want 75 to 80 max. Happy birthday to World War II veteran Ivan Kreger, who turned 99 earlier this month. He has lived in Burbank for 63 years. Shame on you, Ivan, for not living here longer.
Let's hear it.
63 is a long time, but what took you so long, buddy? Obviously, Burbank's. I always remember Burbank because it's at the Watch the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson and say live or tonight from Burbank, California, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Congratulations, little one. Congratulations, little one.
Stop playing that ass. I don't want to hear Michael Jackson on my show. Shame on you.
Him happy birthday.
Ivan Kreger, 99 years old, does not want to hear happy birthday from Michael Jackson. Believe me. All right.
I mean, I would like to hear that. I don't care. He's a legend.
Maybe we can get General Norman Schwarzkopf to call in. Can we get him on our list? That would be exciting to hear. We could do birthday greetings. We get General Norman Schwarzkopf to read off birthday greetings for everybody. Jack Baauer from music is with us today. Baauer is here. Wait, did you put Jack Baauer as a joke? Your first name isn't Jack, is it?
No, it's not really Jack.
Okay.
It's Harry.
Harry Baauer?
Mm-hmm.
Is Baauer
my middle name?
Okay. Do we know what your last name is? Does it matter? Are we just going to talk about your name? Because it really is about your name.
It's Rodriguez.
Okay. Jack Baauer Rodriguez?
Harry Baauer Rodriguez.
Harry Baauer. What is the fucking what's the Baauer from? I mean, is that's supposed to where'd that come from?
Actually, my dad's here. Dad, where's Baauer from?
Get your dad on camera. I don't want to just hear him in the background. Get him over here. I want to talk to this guy.
Dad,
get him over here.
We'll talk. I'm a sucker.
What? I need to, forget you, Baauer. I want to talk to Baauer's dad.
But what's your name, though?
Hey, Mr. Baauer, Mr. Rodriguez.
How you doing?
Hi. How are you? You wearing sunglasses inside? What's happening? You just come home and you're about to head out.
Good or what?
I can't hear anybody. We just lost him. We lost the audio. Something's happening on your end. Whatever.
Is he on earbud pods?
I didn't hear you. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Go what?
Okay, I lost you for a second.
So what do you do? Are you at your dad's house?
Yeah, I'm at my parents' house.
What's that about? Come on, man. I thought you were a cool DJ.
Because you had a bad day.
Huh?
There's no more cool DJ shows, so now I have to hang out at my parents' house.
This is what happens when it all comes crumbling down.
Where do they live?
For the DJs. Where do they live?
New York.
So are you visiting them kind of for the summer?
Yeah.
Sure. We'll go with that.
It's good to be home.
So what would you be doing if it wasn't for the cancellation of everything? Did you have shows, DJ sets booked around the country?
I had some sets. I had a lot of sets. I would be going around playing DJ sets and partying.
Partying, huh?
Sitting around like a schmo.
Is it caused some self-reflection, some kind of inter dialogue happening about what you're doing, what you just? Oh shit! Oh, there you go. How have you been using your time? Have you been making music and beats and all the rest?
I've been making beats. I've been Twitch streaming, which has been.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So
it's great.
You're familiar with this show we're doing here, Office Hours?
I'm a huge fan.
There you
I
go.
have to say this eventually. I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Well, thank you so much, Baauer. So it must have been exciting to hear you enter our little universe the other week.
I was listening last week, and I was so shocked when you started saying my name. I thought you must be talking about someone else. And then
Well, I was in a way.
I
talking about.
couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
Will you be my mama?
Well, yeah. So tell me about. I call it Switch, but a lot of people out there call it Twitch. Because people are making the switch. Are you watching as a consumer of our show? Do you say, why don't these guys move over to Twitch? It's a rosier situation over there.
No, it's a little different. But I took inspiration from you because I set up like a call-in situation.
Oh, okay.
So people can call in.
And how do you like that? Do you like hearing from people, or is it a big waste like it is for me?
I love it. I love it. But I'm trying to be like Tim style and, not suffer fools,
That's the key, folks. Do not suffer fool. I do not suffer fools. Keep it moving. I want to be respectful, and I do think that something's happened on our show where, because of the Zoom, it's gotten a little smaller. In the old days, I used to have Skype open, and I didn't have anybody. I mean, I still don't have anybody screening really, but listen to me, I'm dying. But I do like the randos and the people that are calling to yell at me. I miss getting kind of yelled at by people.
Yeah, there are some nasty randos, huh?
Yeah,
but you shut them down. I love how you handled them.
Thank you. I don't have an opportunity because everybody's so nice. So even if you have to make something up, let's create some false crisis, some false problems. But maybe it's good. Maybe people don't want to, because you get so much acrimony and so much people yelling at you online, and you get so much on the cable news programs. Maybe this is a respite from that. Positive place.
Hashtag happy. Hashtag Garth.
Anyways.
That's the way to be, right there.
So you got some new music out or what?
Yeah, I got an album out Friday.
Nice, bro.
But yeah, listen if you want, whatever. I just want to say I'm so excited to be on Office Hours because I love Office Hours. So.
Baauer, there's another Baauer out there, some German prick. Have you seen that? I went looking for you again yesterday, and there's a Baauer, a different spelling. I got caught up in that shit.
Yeah, Baauer means farmer in German.
Yeah, I'm a Baauer. I'm fucking.
Thank God I'm a country boy.
Yeah, I cannot do the voice now. See? I cannot say because I'm a Baauer. I'm busy in the garden, you see. I'm making eggplants grow. Okay. Well, Baauer, anything you want to say to our audience? Anything you want to talk about with me? But otherwise, we can just say it's been fun having you on the show.
Shout out to Office Hours. Doug and Vic, shout out to you.
What's up, man?
What do you got? How are you and your dad gonna get along today? Are you guys got anything planned or what?
Nah, just sitting around.
Do you guys eat dinner together?
Yeah, we eat dinner together. I'm actually gonna make some burgers later.
What is that?
He's from Philadelphia. I had this all waiting to go, and nobody mentioned Philadelphia.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
have you?
Born in Philly. Big Philly connection.
Oh, really? Okay. Philadelphia. Jay's in Philadelphia. Our intern Jay, who's also on the chat right now. Jay, there's some crazy shit going on in Philadelphia with those pigs. I mean, not the cops. I'm talking about the South Philly fucking guy. I could never do a South Philly accent. I didn't.
Yeah, the fucking shithead patrol.
Yeah, the Floyers. The fucking. We got to get John Worster on. Floyers. Oh, yeah, you take down Chris? Oh, well, I don't think so. Back off. Those guys are the worst. Just the worst people. I used to see them in South Philly standing around in the corner, just fucking shifting from left to right a little bit. But you're not from that part of Philly, right? You're like northeast.
Nah, I was born in West Philadelphia.
Children's
Hospital of Philadelphia.
What does your dad do?
Born and raised.
What does your family do?
My dad does something with consulting or something. I don't really know what he
Bullshit,
does.
huh? You should rag his ass. You should rag his ass over burgers tonight. Go, Dad, what the fuck are you doing to help the world? What do you even do?
Yeah, exactly.
You piece of shit. Rag your dad, huh?
I'll rag my dad.
All right.
I'll rag my dad good.
Also,
Great American food.
speaking of dads, this Donald Trump Jr. is.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down,
All
and
right.
I'd like to take a minute.
Thank you.
Sit
That's
right
me.
there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, Baauer. I'll see you in the flesh one day.
Bye.
Take care, man.
Bye, Baauer.
See you
Peace.
soon.
Thank you all for
In
being
West
here.
Philadelphia,
folks. Thank
born
you
and
all.
raised on the playground is where I spend most of my days. Chilling out, maxing,
I don't wanna hear this.
And all shooting some b-ball outside of the school.
Donald Trump Jr. is so fetish. He's so like, it's like a fetish with his love for his dad. It's so gross, so sick. Like I have a nice relationship with my dad. I don't see him. It's like, how's it going, Dad? Everything good with you? What's happening? This guy has like his fucking face planted all over his
Yeah, for
guns.
Halloween he dresses up like his
Yeah,
dad.
can you imagine dressing up as your dad? Can you imagine like loving your dad so much? You're just like totally into him and totally into all the things he does. And just so like, even if Donald Trump was like a good person who did good things, was a good normal guy, any son that was just like, my dad fucking rules, man.
Dad, you wanted to talk to me?
I have fucking shirts with my dad on it, man.
Hi, Dad.
I have a gun with my dad's face plastered on it.
He's one of those my dad could beat up your dad kids, but then
he's like that.
Stayed like that.
A kid that's in the poop tube the guy that was in Pee-wee's Big
Dad?
Adventure. Daddy.
My dad said I could have a.
My
poop
dad
tube.
said I could have the poop tube.
Did that take a long time to coax him into saying, or did he just like?
My dad said I could have the. I don't,
he didn't.
I'm being farts.
I had this great idea yesterday because we had we put up the eye jammer. We put
I
up.
could sell the poop tube.
We put up.
My dad said I could sell the poop tube.
That has to be you on that edit, right, Doug?
Yeah.
This funny idea because Eric got a message from somebody that did that was in the eye jammer commercial because we're putting the eye jammer up for auction for
Are
charity.
those kids adults now?
For the Innocence Project. That today's charity, Matt, is the Innocence Project. Okay, so everyone donate to that. We're not doing a matching thing today.
Oh, is that where you guys get criminals back on the streets?
No, it's where we get fair trials for people that have been wrongly accused.
I don't know.
But anyways,
sounds guilty to me.
I said, this kid that was in the commercial was like, hey, that was me. What a crazy day. And I was like, we should do some kind of special that's like all the kids from Awesome Show and like where they are now and let them like have them in and show them their footage and talk about with the experiences. Because a lot of those kids are like, in their 20s now. Probably.
Get that kid from Candy Tales who people would post that and be like, can you believe this?
I know.
They didn't realize that was like a fake.
Oh, man. I have so many great ideas, though. That's the key. And then the other day I put up a...
Somebody get that drop.
I know.
I'm like Dylan. Bob Dylan's your dealer.
I put up a... all right, let's take another call. Maybe...
Wait, finish what you were going to say.
You got to timestamp that so I can find it.
Well, we got our special guest connected. We can go to him if you want.
Okay.
He's one sec.
Right on, brothers.
A quick call before him. Sorry.
I have wings.
Okay. How about Madison Daly? Madison Daly, wake up. You're on office hours. I think you have to unmute yourself there.
What's up, everybody?
What is happening?
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, what do you got for me before we get to...
what's your name, though?
Who's up next, Matt?
Hello.
Andrew from All Gas No Brakes.
Andrew from All Gas No Brakes is coming up in a moment. But first, we must hear from Madison Daly.
Hello.
What?
I am calling from the office today. I've been originally calling from my living room, but now we're back.
Oh, congratulations.
So I'm procrastinating from work. Yeah, it's nice to be back. I've actually just finished watching all of What We Do in the Shadows, the movie and the show. And I wanted to see if y'all like that, the boys in the back too, just to see.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet, but I love Matt Berry.
I love Matt Berry. I love Mark Roach.
It is so good.
There you go. I started watching Pen 15 finally, and that show is the greatest. Hilarious. It's so so well done.
Also a big FFF.
It's FFF. Thank you. All right, let's move things along.
You ever hear Matthew Berry's music?
Oh, yeah, he's good.
It's very good.
I only listen to...
No, I didn't know he made music.
Is this his music?
This is it, yeah.
Okay.
Take My Hand is like the best.
Well, we can talk about... we can talk about him when we talk about Jeremy Renner later today. We're going to be talking about Jeremy Renner and his music, which
hey
I
guys,
think came up...
Jeremy Renner.
Did this come up on After Hours last week, or did it come up during the real show?
I think it was After Hours. You mentioned it.
Somebody said we have not talked about the music of Jeremy Renner, and there's just a historically great clip that we're going to play later in the show. So
I'm very excited to share some music with you.
All right, where's my special guest, Andrew Callaghan?
I'm officially.
Hey,
Dennis.
There he is.
There he is.
Here I am.
You're alive. You're not full of mud. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone in Seattle.
Oh my God!
Bro.
Good work.
Wow.
So didn't they change the name?
Oh yeah, it's Capitol Hill Occupied. I think it's CHOP now.
CHOP.
I still think jazz sounds cooler.
Jesus Christ.
Phonically.
Cap one. That was loud.
Did you get that blast too?
Protest.
Did you get that blast from Vic? All right. Well, you're our eyes on the prize, eyes on the scene, our man on the scene. What's the vibe? What's the vibe there? Is it as bad as Tucker Carlson says it is?
That's sort of the joke I'm trying to make. No, it is not as bad, but it's kind of more like a party than it is like a protest.
Yeah.
So I'm not, so it's definitely something interesting going on there. It's fun. Like I saw everyone I've ever known in Seattle in like a 1 day period. It's pretty much like the whole city's out in the park.
Where is it in the relation to the city?
So Alex Jones said it's in downtown Seattle, which
is in downtown Seattle. Now, if you go down downtown Seattle, if you go to the Pike Street Market, sorry. You just said like the magic word that causes full explosion
on the cob.
All right.
So Capitol Hill is at like it's the top of the hill above downtown. So
okay.
It's like my home neighborhood. It's like the hipster sort of like really recently gentrified Amazon employee neighborhood now.
Right. Is it like it's not? Is it City Hall?
City Hall is in like the random ass part of town, like by the public library downtown. Capitol Hill is like the coolest, trendiest neighborhood in Seattle.
And they just took it over.
Kind of. They took over like 4 square blocks of it. So like
not a
the
big
biggest
deal.
park is called it's called Cal Anderson Park. It's like the biggest park in the city. It's like the Dolores in San Francisco. It's like same idea. They took it over, and then the couple blocks adjacent, including the police precinct. That's the craziest part. The biggest cop shop in the city.
Yeah.
The precinct, like when things were really getting kind of crazy with the first few days of the protest, and there was some looting and stuff. The cops just said, "We're out of here."
Yeah, and they won't even say. They won't say who made the call. They're just like, the mayor's like, it wasn't me. The chief of police was like, it wasn't me either. But somebody was
I'm
like,
going
get the
home.
fuck out of here.
I'm going home. This is too much. They didn't give me my Egg McMuffin.
But they've been feeding a lot of the houseless folks, right? They've been kind of taking care of them, right?
Yeah, I mean everything's free over there. Everything except alcohol is free.
That's there's a premium on that. So Andrew, I saw you. You've been all over the place. You have not stopped. This has not slowed you down.
No, definitely not. It's made it better for me because there's less people out here.
Yeah. So you've been going out pretty much. So you first started going out talking to all the people that were protesting the masks. Those are amazing. But what was this thing you were doing the other day where that Joker gang in Florida? That is a strange little subculture of our country here. What is going on down there?
It's like, I don't know. It's just Florida. It's weird, man. Well, Miami's one thing. This is like Central Florida influencer like culture, like people trying to go viral by like making funny faces and getting body modifications,
right?
And, like yelling at the camera. We're gonna drop a video every day for the next 4 days. All Florida, man. We just like met up with all these people who are like semi-viral in Florida, and they're all like, "Yep, let's do something crazy."
It's funny. Would you guys chill out when I'm talking to Andrew here? These guys are out of control. They're so hopped up on something today.
Coffee. I just burned the hell out of my mouth.
The coffee
it's very hot today.
Oh, my coffee's too hot.
Way
So
hotter
sorry.
than normal.
But
to talk to OSHA about.
There is this. So maybe you have something to say about this. But this morning. My wife was looking on Facebook and she saw this compilation of people doing this prank where they were smacking their husbands in the head with their handbag as they got in the car. Have you seen this thing? And it was like,
no,
it was kind of funny because he's like, it was this thing where a woman would get in the car and they have the dash cam on and she would like go to put her bag in the back seat and hit her husband in the head and then come back and hit him again. And it's all about the reaction of this guy being like, what the fuck? Like, and some guys, but I was like, it was clearly like an internet thing that people got the message to do, and it spread and it became like a compilation thing. But there is this, and I was like, how did they know to do this? And she was like, you live in a totally different world than a lot of than these people. And so like, you find these little subcultures and sub things that exist online, and you say like Central Florida influence do body modifications to get famous on the internet. It's just like, it's so strange, and it's so out of my world that it's fascinating to see what you do.
Yes.
Thanks, man. Yeah. It's Florida, man.
Okay.
Oh, what?
So have you felt when you were in the middle of it in Minneapolis, and now you're up there in Seattle, do you ever like feel, or even with these Joker guys, do you ever feel like scared for your safety?
No, I only really feel scared in like super like right-wing environments.
Yeah.
I mean, the protesters were awesome. Everyone I met in Minneapolis when shit was on fire was super cool.
Yeah.
It's mostly just like these, like the lockdown protests in California was kind of scary. Well,
Do people get in your face? But because you're not very confrontational with anybody.
Not at all, but it's just like people like that, especially like the coronavirus conspiracy crowd, like they demand to be taken super seriously, whatever they have to say. So it's like after we made that first video in California, we tried to cover a second rally, which was a reopened Colorado rally at Denver at the Capitol, and people were like beefing with us hard. They were like, "These guys are liberals. They don't fucking believe in the truth," and they're trying to like snatch the mic out of our hands and stuff.
Shit. Yeah, I saw that in Philly.
on all of you.
This virus ain't that serious.
In Philly, those guys were going after this report. What's that, Unicorn Riot? Is that the name of the? Yeah. They're doing good work too.
Yeah, they do great work.
They are.
They were just filming these guys protecting the Christopher Columbus thing, and these guys were hitting this guy. I mean, they were smacking him. You could see it. And then they took his bike and cut his tires. It's pretty.
Did they arrest those guys then, or just get away with that shit?
I don't know.
Philly's a weird one because you still have like that like Irish, Italian, urban, racist white population.
Yeah.
You don't see that. Most of those people moved to the suburbs, I thought, a long time ago. But
are you? Does the work you do make you depressed or optimistic about our future? Honestly,
I don't know. Probably more so not optimistic about the future, but sometimes I don't know. But I don't know what the world's really like because I only seek out the craziest things. So in a sense, my finger's on the pulse. But I mean, I think most people are just living day to day pretty regularly.
Yeah, if you put your finger randomly on a population center in the United States and walked around that neighborhood and spent 3 days probably talking to people, you'd probably be bored out of your mind, right?
Exactly. I'm not trying to do that.
That's when we do your show. If hopefully we do your show, somebody does our show. We have to go out and sell it somewhere. There should always be a segment where we just create the most longest boring content where you're just talking to somebody about their Costco shopping list or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be sick. In like Salt Lake City.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, listen, thank you for calling in. Be safe. And what are you going to do today?
I'm just going to set up my tent at the Chop, and I'm going to live in the tent for the next few days and just interview people there.
Oh, cool. Well, if you're not following, everybody's following you because you're an internet sensation. That one has to go.
You gotta lower the volume on it.
It's nuts.
Is that Vic Berger back there?
Yeah.
Hey, what's
you
up,
say
man?
hi to Vic?
Hey.
Vic, I love you.
I love you too.
Doug Lusenhoff's
huge fan,
back
man.
No, it's okay. He doesn't have to love me.
Hey, I like you. You're awesome too, Doug.
All right, buddy.
I love you guys.
Take care.
Too, I really do.
Follow All Gas No Breaks on Instagram.
I follow you, bro.
I follow you, man.
Please
follow
you,
man.
I will follow
if you're
you,
watching
man.
this, please follow me, bro.
Listen, Andrew, let me know what your follower count. Excuse me. Let me know what your follower count goes to after this appearance. I think it's gonna break some records. It's gonna
you're gonna boost my engagement in a major way. Thank you.
All right, take care, buddy.
I still
All right,
love
see you guys.
you.
Yeah, man.
It's 10.
Very healthy boy.
It's 10:44. By the way, I want to clarify. Is that woman that was in the Ventura County City Council meeting or whatever?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Let liberty ring.
She brought her bell with her.
President Trump is quick-witted. He's on his feet. He's very sharp. He is smart as a tack.
Who says that?
Who says that?
Some lady on Fox News.
God, that ramp. I mean, when did we do our show?
Ramp.
Thursday, and then it's been like 9 years of stories. The ramp was nuts. Let's take the
coffee sipping or the water sipping thing.
Thank
you, Anthony Weiner.
Beth Ann McKnight.
I don't use insulin. Should I be?
Beth Ann McKnight with the upshot. Is she there? Are you there?
Hello. It looks like it's working from our side.
Are you there?
Oh, you know what? I think her audio.
Go
home. Or something.
She's
Let's
strange.
Talk to
Please give me somebody.
Julia O'Quinn. She is like having a day off, a day at the beach.
What's up?
Oh, hello.
Hey.
This is
I am having a day off. I'm out of school, and I live with my parents, so I'm just hanging out outside.
Everybody on the show today is living with their parents.
Yeah.
Or they're.
I live with my parents permanently, though. I'm not just visiting. I'm a permanent stay-home child right now.
But are you in high school or college or what?
I'm in college.
Right. What are you studying?
Art history.
Oh, boy.
Kinda. Yeah. I don't have anything good to say. I'm just hanging out.
You're just biding time.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm
not in any rush to graduate.
Come on,
Yeah, it is
man.
almost as useful as a BA in English. I agree.
I thought there was this great Onion, one of those Onion videos, you know, like a news report from the Onion, but it was from years ago. But the whole gist of the story was this HR guy saw that this guy had a BA in a bachelor of arts in in communications, and it was like this hiring frenzy to try to get this guy in. Like they saw it on his resume that he had a BA in communications, and he was like, "Oh wait, we got to get this guy. We just got to get him in." But I didn't even ask. I apologize. I'm so rude. Where are you calling in from?
From Terrytown, New York.
From fucking Queens. Fucking Terrytown, huh?
Yeah.
Anyways,
great place. Lots of history here.
You got any questions for me, or do you seek advice? Do you seek counsel?
Yeah. I always have questions, and then I never get on.
Well, here you are.
I'm curious about like your kids' involvement in your comedy. How much they know about you, because I started watching you when I was, I think, like 7, and my brother showed me the Forest
That's a great
episode,
question.
and it traumatized the hell out of me.
Oh no!
Like really horror. It gave me really bad nightmares to see you get killed by Eric in that big scene. So I'm wondering if your kids have seen any of this content. What do they think about it? Has anything scarred them like it did me?
Well, it's too early to say. They could be being terribly scarred right now.
Right.
I don't really show them much. They've picked, like, I think Amelia, who's almost 7 now, is very aware, and she's seen some things. She was very, very much around when we were doing Decker, so she was knew about Decker and knows, you know, has seen stuff on my screen when I'm watching stuff or whatever. And she knows about this show, and she's always impressed because, like, John does the Wreck-It Ralph, and Jack does the Kung Fu Panda and all that stuff. Like, my friends that are in her kinds of shows, she's more excited about.
Nice.
But, yeah.
Sweet. Well, I'm a fan of your family. I'm a fan of your kids and your work.
Thank you.
And your life as a whole really fascinates
It's something that people can appreciate, I think. You know, it's just a terrific experience to be able to be somebody like you, to watch me grow. And
It's
we've
been
got
it's been
a
a treat. It's been a pleasure for me, and I thank you for letting me along.
Well, thank
That
you.
would be neat.
All right. All the best to you. Have a great day.
I have wings.
What?
You too.
We've got
Yeah,
someone
you're working.
else from the Chop that we had set up earlier.
Oh, okay.
Omari Salisbury, who's
Let's
been
take a
down
call.
there. And let's bring him on. Oh,
Hey,
Omari,
what's good?
come
Good
on.
morning.
Good morning.
Got me out here.
Hello. How are
People
you?
out here call me Q, like the letter in the
I'm
alphabet.
fantastic, and I'm actually right here in the Chop, 1 block, less than 1 block from the East Precinct, where these guys have the Chop residents now call like Town Square.
Wow. So, but you're inside. There's no. I just got to take your word for it. That's all I got to do. I have to take a leap of faith that you are not putting me on.
Well, I mean, I have no problem. We can walk outside. You guys help me out with
Yes,
this here.
please do. You're not wired in, are you? Are you plugged in?
No, but I'm on a laptop instead of a phone, so I don't want a cable to come out. And we got this microphone right here. Grab the mic, Bobby.
Give us a
So I
peek.
got no problem. Let's go. Let's take it.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. We're on the road. We're moving. We're moving. We're on the road. We're moving. We're moving.
And I
We're
guess
on the
right
road.
now, especially accountability is key for
Yes.
everything. So
No fake news.
We're gonna walk outside. I don't want to lose the Wi-Fi, so we're not gonna go
Okay,
too far.
yeah, I hear you.
want to show you that actually right behind us are the new barricades that went up. You see, there's one right there. It's
Oh,
got
yeah.
the BLM, the
Oh, wow.
Black Lives Matter on it. And then if we go up the street here, we actually do a morning show here ourselves, and they're behind us trying to set up. We need to go a little bit lower. Right there behind us, about 200 feet. That's the East Precinct right there. And if we turn down right over here.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Got a little choppy there. It's getting choppy in the chop.
Down there. So we're literally,
Yeah.
and thank you for calling my bluff. We're literally out here in the chop.
No, I want this. I want eyes in the sky. What about our Andrew Callaghan, do you know All Gas No Brakes by any chance? Do you know those guys? Do you know that guy? All Gas. You got to check it out. It's terrific. He was just calling in, and he was saying that area is like Hipsterville, or it was, or whatever. It's like, it's not the way it's being presented by Tucker Carlson.
Disingenuous as an actual, as an independent media that's been here from day one, well before Chop or Chaz, when it was just protest. I can tell you that this neighborhood is actually a very aggressive neighborhood in Seattle, Capitol Hill. I mean, although it is the Arts District, you got a lot of first responders that live here, and also
Right.
a lot of tech bros from Amazon, Google, and Facebook who actually gentrified the neighborhood. And so that's the heart and soul of actually who's pushing this.
Right.
But then on top of that, you have all these other people who come in.
So the people that are living in that 4-block square area are supportive of what's happening.
Well, so here's the story, and I'm glad that you asked. And we'll just wait right there, Bobby. I'm glad that you asked, because see, really what happened is how all this started is people wanted to peacefully march past the East Precinct. The police refused to let them do that. And then, not this Monday, like this last Monday, but the Monday before is when it got funky. And I'm the one who filmed that actual pink umbrella footage showing the police starting the riot over there. And the police put so much tear gas and pepper spray and rubber bullets into the mix that the residents just got pissed, man.
Right.
I mean, they live in the neighborhood, and that's why this has been sustained. This isn't like a destination protest where you got to go down to Wall Street or down to downtown.
Right.
These are the people who live in the neighborhood who are like, yo, this is unbelievable that their police department would have such a disproportional response. So a lot of people who didn't even care about police, didn't know who George Floyd was, tear gas got in their house, made their kids sick, and they came out on the streets.
That's beautiful. I mean, do you feel like there's a complete insane? I mean, it's just this insane disconnect between what's happening in front of your eyes and the way that Trump talks about it, or Tucker Carlson, or they're going to bring in the National Guard. I mean, it's you must be feeling like you guys got to come down here and see what's happening.
Well, yeah, I mean, what we see, and actually I was on the phone with the Associated Press for an hour yesterday because they did their fact-checking or myth-busting and everything else. And some of the questions they asked me, I was like, man, are you serious? One of the questions was, we hear that neighbors in Chaz are going door to door looking for rations. And I'm like, dude, there's a Trader Joe's 3 blocks away and a Kroger 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
I'm telling the AP people this, and they were very serious. They were like, no, these are the reports we're hearing. And then it was like that they're checking people's IDs and everything. To be honest with you, it's become such a tourist destination, they might need to add a visa fee around here, man.
Yeah.
But because the people are coming in.
I was going to say, you're opening up the barricades to let the oat milk delivery come in, right? I mean, you got to make sure the oat milk is getting to people. So
right.
No, the oat milk man.
It's been real interesting out here, and it's what's been interesting is that it has been sensationalized, man. I mean, and it's not perfect. As a journalist, I see both sides of it, and I see that there's people that are out here that are, I mean, they're making it up on the fly, to be honest with you.
Sure. Yeah, it's messy. It's going to be messy. It's not going to be a perfect situation. There's going to be people that take advantage of a situation, but the spirit of it seems very true and very, positive.
Right. Well, the thing is, too, you got to remember, Tim, all these guys wanted to do was peacefully walk past the precinct. They never asked for a precinct, man. They didn't expect the police to when the police were like, sure, no problem. No one expected that really meant that they were going to board it up and leave. They just thought they were going to remove the barricades out the streets.
Right.
And so the protesters went from some guys that were just protesting to now they have like a $200 million building in their asset in their hands. They never asked for that. They have it now. They're making the best of it what they can, and that's now it's the chop.
Yeah. Well, I got to get up there and come in and, hang out. I don't know. Why not? I love it up there.
I'm going to tell you, we got a very big production loft here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's right here, literally right next to the East Precinct. You come up here to Seattle, man. We love to host you. It's
we should do a remote show from the chop, like over the summer. What's going to happen when it could get nasty there in Seattle. I know weather. Believe me. I've been up there when it gets. You got to get in, so you can't be outside. What's going to happen?
Well, I'll tell you like this, Tim. You know what I'm saying? You're our guy, so you can stay over here in the loft.
Okay,
got lots of space for you. But if you weren't our guy, and I'll tell you that people can also rent a tent on Airbnb. There's tents.
That's amazing.
They can go there, but you're with us though.
Okay.
So the loft will work for you.
All right, Omari. Well, thank you for your on the ground first person perspective. I appreciate you calling in, and best of luck, and be safe, and God bless you for the work you're doing.
Right on, guys. Talk to you soon. Be
Peace.
safe. Peace.
I'm down to go up there. Let's go up there.
Yeah.
I'll go up there tonight. What's the COVID situation in Seattle? Everything cool up there?
At the end of the day, I'm not going to stop me from partying.
I remember it was one of our last days of tour, and that was when shit was starting to get pretty severe. And Seattle and Washington was one of the early outbreak zones, but they've seemed to have gotten it under control up there, I believe. But I don't know. Doug and I were talking about this. We need an expert on Corona COVID. We need somebody that knows what the hell's going on.
I don't think anyone does.
Do you remember?
A friend of mine made a good point that it is it's winter in Australia and New Zealand.
Do you remember?
And cases have dropped there. So
looks like it's on the rise in Seattle.
Okay, cool.
Well, in New Zealand there's no cases anymore, right? No new cases. They cleared it out.
Is that true?
And then I heard it was getting weak, that the virus itself was getting weaker, but who knows? This is why here's what's happened in our country under the regime of Donald Trump. That all credibility, all like trust in institutions, which has been eroding for a long time now, has just completely been wiped off the map.
The germ has gotten so brilliant.
All right.
The
That's
coronavirus.
Cool. How's the tech happening over there, guys? Everything okay?
Strong.
Strong?
Very strong today.
That Linksys is blinking over there. Whatever.
Very packed house on YouTube too.
Really? What's our numbers?
It's like 2,000.
Son of a bitch! Are you kidding? Come on. Listen. The reason that happens is The tech works. When we start lagging and things drop, people split. I'd split. I wouldn't stick around. I'd be out of there. But now that we've got things running and we put a lot of work into it, and I want to thank patreon.com/officeHoursLive. Anybody that's submitting the $5 a month to help the show grow, it's paying off in dividends. Right? That was cool talking to Omari. I didn't know. Matt, thank you for putting that together. What a nice guy.
Yeah, that was fun.
And we're on the pulse.
Oh yeah.
What was I going to talk about though, Doug? I got interrupted.
Well, we were talking about the coronavirus,
No,
and then
before
Australia,
that.
and then
Hey guys,
Way before that.
way before that.
Yeah. Remember
Hey,
you
guys.
said finish your thought.
That was ancient.
We
it was
could get some thoughts
the
from
child actors
somebody
from
way across the pond. who's
Okay.
ready for us, our very special guest.
Which pond?
All right, bring him to me.
Oh, that pond,
I
right?
think, did someone have some intro music for him?
Oh, Limmy's on fire. Limmy's on fire. Limmy's on fire. Hey. Oh my God.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Can you see me?
I can see you. Yeah, I can actually. First of all, you're looking in a weird place. You're looking like off camera. You're not looking in camera.
Right. There you go.
Yeah. You look like it's like broadcast quality situation going on over there.
Well, it is because I'm like I stream games all the time. So I've got the professional setup, my professional streamer now.
It's beautiful. It looks like you're right next door. You're coming in from. Listen.
That does look nice. I can see myself. That does. It actually looks nicer on yours than it does on my stream.
It looks beautiful, man. You're a beautiful guy.
Thank you very much.
Where do I begin with you? I mean, people have been telling me about you and me, and like we should. Why don't Tim and Lemmy do so? What is?
Yeah.
You've been getting it too. I'm sure, right? You're aware of that, or is it?
Oh, I mean, I've I had a sketch show called Limmy Show, BBC Scotland here, and what was that, 2009 or something that started, and people were telling me after the first series, they were telling me about Tim and Eric, and I finally got around to watching it after the first series while I was writing the second series, and I watched it and I absolutely loved it, and it really influenced like the second series. Absolutely loved it, and it's an absolute honour to be speaking to you right here now.
Yeah, and then when I reached out to you, people went nuts, and people were like, we have a lot of crossover of fans that are fans of mine and yours, and they can't believe they're treating it like the Incredible Hulk and Iron Man are doing a show together, something huge, something momentous.
Unbelievable.
It's made me nervous. My heart rate, I've got this heart rate monitor that I sometimes use for games when I'm streaming, and it's usually about like quite low, about 50 or something. I've got quite a low heart rate, but it's before I came on, 103.
What? Well, what do you have to worry? First of all, calm down. I have nothing to talk to you about. I have no idea.
That's what I was thinking. I hope it's like nothing.
Right.
But it's because people have been saying, this is going to be amazing.
It's not going to be amazing.
This, and I'm like, nothing's going to.
It's our first date.
What's going to happen?
It's our first date.
Aye, that's right.
I haven't ever. I've not met you. I haven't spoken to you in any way except online on Twitter. That one thing.
Yeah.
I've watched your stuff, and it's very funny. That the Limmy show is very funny. You're a funny guy. That's why I have him on. That's why I have him on the show.
It's an incredible thing.
Thank you very, very much.
I
get drunk.
How did you get into this? By the way, Vic Berger, right?
Oh, I can see him right there. Absolutely love him as well.
He's playing all this fucking music. I think it's disrespectful.
Is it wrong?
He's playing Scottish music, and it's like, I think it's disrespectful.
What kind of what? He's playing that right now. Is he playing like bagpipes?
Get the bagpipes
on. And he's playing.
We have Big Country. You like Big Country, right?
I could get used to it.
What, like he's playing that fucking Proclaimers music.
Yeah, Vic, quit playing that.
That's Doug. I gotta say that's Doug.
That's Doug.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass that off to him.
That's a hello Doug as well.
Hi, Limmy.
I love the Doghouse. Is it called Doghouse?
Pound House.
Doghouse.
Next to you.
I think Pound House is like the greatest.
Pound House. I loved your Pound Doug
It makes sense.
thing there.
But no, I love Pound House and Too Wet videos. The Too Wet videos that you do with Mikey. Those are like the best shows.
Can I just say, it's actually all right that I got the name of that show wrong, because you called my show the Limmy Show when it's Limmy Show. So
Sorry.
we're all right.
Sorry. So where are you, in Glasgow?
Yep, here in Glasgow, or Glasgow, as I call it.
What's your life
I can't
like?
believe it. Am I really going to talk about the weather?
No,
really going to start talking about
it's basically a weather-related show. I love talking about the weather.
It's actually quite nice. It's actually quite a nice day today.
Perfect weather.
Is Scotland going to divorce itself from the UK? What's going on up there? What is happening?
I voted to leave. I voted to leave the UK. I voted for independence. But obviously the no lot, the unionist lot won. And see, when that happened, that was it. I just didn't really talk about it anymore. I'm that sort. Once it's dealt with, once it's
voted
decided, on. I just kind of shut up. It didn't break my heart.
Yeah.
But I just thought, right, I don't want to talk about it anymore. And then since Brexit, lots of people are saying, right, that's it. Because Scotland voted against Brexit.
Yeah.
People were saying Scotland voted to stay, so right now we need independence. And I was thinking, no, we voted to stay in the Union and go with whatever the UK as a whole decided. I didn't want it,
right?
But that's what happened. So I kind of like saying that to sicken myself, really. You know, like kind of pressing a sore tooth kind of thing.
Right.
Like, we ruined it.
But there'll always be another opportunity, I'm sure, if it comes up again, right? You could.
They said once in a lifetime.
Oh, really?
The SNP, the party that I voted for, and the party that brought the whole referendum, and they made a wee mistake because they said this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and because they said that, once the vote happened, then they start talking about, right, let's have another referendum because of Brexit. Everybody else is saying, well, lots of other people are saying, no. You said once in a lifetime.
Right.
But it depends how long a lifetime is.
It's getting longer and longer.
25 years?
25 years? It used to be.
20, as a lifetime. No, lifetime. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, no lifetime. Generation.
Generational. Once in a generation, right.
Aye, that's a bit different, right? Aye, a generation. So what's that? That technically could be 16 or something. That could be 16 years technically. Biologically depends on, you know.
But there's
think about it. But
it's
20 years.
We
blew it.
I feel like I got to get up there and just be in Scotland for a while. Like,
no.
No,
there's no point.
There's no reason. You think there's not room for me and you up there?
Oh no! Come here by all means.
Yeah.
No, come here on holiday. But I thought you were meaning like you need to get away from what's happening in America and come here. Anywhere you go, I remember people here were saying, "Oh, I'm sick of this country. It's turning, I don't know, right wing or whatever." And then they talk about something like, say, Denmark, and then Denmark ends up getting rid of their left wing lot and bringing in a right wing lot,
right,
or something. Anywhere you go, any country you
flare-ups.
Sooner or later it swings to the right and then it will swing to the left. So, no, I think everywhere's gubbed.
Well, you're right. I should just stay put, but it's so unbelievably hot here. I got to get to somewhere with some dampness. And
there's lots here. It's a nice sunny day today. We're talking about weather again, but
so
if you want dampness and cold and wet, aye.
What what are you doing like with the video games? How did you get into this video games business?
Well, probably like you and probably like tons of people who've been playing games all the time. I love streaming. That's my favourite thing to do. I prefer it to the telly.
Yeah.
I prefer it to being on the telly or writing stuff. It's just I don't know what you like when you're writing stuff, but deadlines, pressure, stuff like that. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's horrible. And then when you start to feel yourself no running out of ideas, but it's becoming a wee bit harder and a bit harder. See, just hitting like I think I started about 10 years ago, and kind of professionally about 2 years ago. But you just hear you can stream, people can watch you, you can chat to people. That's it. I love that.
Yeah,
So
and it's just you and your thoughts and whatever comes out.
That's it.
And you're right. When I've got to do a show, a TV show, a movie, there's all these other people involved, and there's things you want to do that you can't. and it's hard, and you got to make all these choices, and you got to make it all work into this one little format. Fuck it! I'm only doing office hours now.
Oh, I'm glad you swore that, so I can swear.
Oh,
I'm not going
yeah.
to start swearing now.
This ain't no Jim Henson production. Shut the fuck up!
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. I've been no swearing because I didn't know if this was a non-swearing. So
Hey, you know what, Limmy? If you swear, we wouldn't be able to understand it anyway.
That's right. Well, you would. I was ready to do a big swear. I want to do it, but no.
What's your favorite swear word?
I could though, but I'm not going to.
What's your favorite swear word?
You really want me to say?
Yeah.
You sure?
Is it as long as it's cunt?
Aye, it's the kind of one that's a biggie in America, but it's nothing here.
What is? Oh, right. What's your favorite? I want you to say it.
Well, the C word.
Yeah, cunt. Yeah, fucking cunt.
I can't. Like here in Glasgow, here in Glasgow, or I don't know if it's a Scottish thing in general, but can't get said a lot. But yeah, in America, it's got a really, really
it's nasty,
bad. It's a really terrible.
Well, it's specific. It's a specific. You know, it's specifically used against women because it's a dirty word for a private part. You know.
Yeah.
But I use it for anybody. You know, I'm not saying that she's. I mean, the fucking Vic was a cunt this morning. Comes in
America, I think it's got maybe kind of misogynistic sort of way.
Yeah.
Here, you say cunt for anything. You say, oh, I like that cunt. Guy.
We all saw Train Spotting. We know what's going on.
Aye. I've had somebody come up to us, like somebody who spotted me for being on the telly, and went, "Are you that cunt for Limmy's show? Can I get a picture?" Yeah. It doesn't mean you're a fucking cunt. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Okay,
like
so
it's almost like a neutral word, but it's still a swear word.
What's a word? What's a hurtful word that you could or would use or like to use that isn't harmless?
Yeah, you could say cunt or no. It depends on how you say
it's like aloha for Scotland. It can be used.
You know, there's certain words in certain languages. The same word can mean 5 different things depending on how you say it and the tone and the kind of how you sing it.
Yeah,
it's maybe almost like that, but mate. Almost calling somebody mate is almost like the most kind of like the beginning of violence.
Right.
Like mate, just like normal mate. You know, what's that, mate?
Oh yeah,
just like that.
Those are fighting words.
It's like just saying mate. It's like you say it like because like a fight's about to start. If you heard somebody say to somebody else, you know, what's that, mate? It normally means right, something bad's about to happen.
I like that.
It's not a swear word, but cunt's my favourite.
Yeah.
Cunt.
Okay.
Cunt.
So now that you've got this,
we went quiet.
You've got this whole. How do you make a career out of this? You go on Twitch and people. What is your? How do you? You've got a plant behind you. I mean, good for you, but.
How do I make a career out of the whole streaming thing? Well, on Twitch, it's better than YouTube. A lot of people, when I was streaming on YouTube, a lot of people said, "Oh, you got to go to Twitch if you want to make a career out of it. You got to go to Twitch." And on Twitch, there's just different ways that people can chuck you money if that's what they want. There's ways that people can chuck you almost free money in a way.
Are people that are watching you? Are they also playing games at the same time, or are they just watching you?
They're just watching because I play. It's not like I come on and I play like Fortnite or one of these games I've actually got to be good at. I'm 45. I'm shit at everything. But I play games like I've got a steering wheel. I play like Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator.
Right.
You know, like
just
games,
stupid.
When it first got recommended to me, get Euro Truck Simulator 2. I laughed.
Right.
Just like that,
thinking
that's hilarious. And I watched videos of the game and I was like, you're just making deliveries.
Right.
But I started playing it and it's like the most popular game I play when I play it because it's not like people are watching like, oh, will he make the delivery to Rotterdam in time? People, it's just like you're almost chatting away to the chat as if they're a passenger.
It's something for you to kind of do while you're talking. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I do sit like this quite a lot and just chat away.
Yeah.
But sometimes I play platform games or something that requires a lot of concentration, so you don't really look at the chat that much. But a game like that, or just sitting, it's just like what you're doing here, just yapping away. It's my favourite sort of thing. It seems to be the most popular thing today, just yapping away.
Well,
Nobody
our show's
tunes in
still
for
very
me playing
unpopular, but the
consoles.
cool people like it. Doug and I were riding our bikes and we stopped at this coffee shop and the guy working there says, I just want to say I like to laugh, I like to have fun, little wink wink, little inside stuff. So it's growing.
Yes.
Do you
So did that tune? I thought it was getting played off there.
that's not a bad idea.
So that was Limmy. Everybody was expecting to hear.
Hey, do you have an English accent? Can you do an English accent? I was just curious.
That's Vic. I wouldn't dare ask a question like that. That was Vic.
Is that rude?
I can do a Northern English accent.
Have you heard me do Rock and Roll Gary? Have you heard me do Rock and Roll Gary? Have you heard that?
Rock and Roll Gary?
Yeah.
Who's that?
He's this guy I do. He's like an old rocker. He's like used to go around with fucking Pink Floyd and all the rest. You know.
I can do the guy for Modern Warfare 2. I can do that if you want to hear that.
All right.
UAV online.
That's good.
Very good.
Can you do an American
Thank you.
accent?
Thanks.
Oh, can you do an American accent? Doug wants to.
American accent. Hey, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate you.
How I wanted to do a parody of those YouTube people that talk really fast and they do in-camera edits. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah,
I can't do it. I can't.
Well, the YouTube stuff, cut.
Yeah.
Cut.
Yeah.
And there's things with it kind of like as if they're umming and on, like, oh, sorry, I'm so clumsy. I don't
Yeah.
know what I'm saying. Like,
And they'd like
that.
they'll do like a little office style look at the camera to break things up.
I've done a few of them. I've done a few where I was like, oh my god, oh, and it's so kooky. Oh,
yeah.
I've done all that. Done a few of them myself. Getting in it, get a few under your belt.
Do you do your own editing? How do you do?
Aye. I did all the editing for, like, I had a program called Limmy's Homemade Show that was on BBC just there, edited all that and everything else. But some of the edits are there for done for Twitch recently. That's somebody else that does it. But I all the editing for the telly stuff recently.
Nah. What do you use? You use
Adobe Premiere.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. Do you get that on the App Store?
Show, it was like in an editing suite, and it was another editor, and I'm sitting there saying, "Can you do this? Can you do that?" And he was using Avid. I use Adobe Premiere. This is getting right into the techie talk here.
Why don't you have a more Why don't you have a more tricked out gaming chair behind you? This chair you're sitting in is nothing. Up. It's got to have all the side things with it and everything.
Well, everybody on Twitch has got neon this, neon that, bright red, bright pink, and stuff like that. They've all got the racer seat. You know, it's like a kind of
professional
like
seat.
It's got two wee gaps. Like if you were driving, I think that's where the seatbelt comes. It's like that. I thought, I don't actually think they look comfy. Everybody's got it.
Yeah.
So I thought I want to go for the kind of plant and laid back and middle-aged look. And this, I just thought, right, I'm just gonna get a big daft executive sort of board meeting.
Why don't you be like me and I'm standing the whole time? I stand.
I used to have, I've got a bit of kind of bad back, and I was going to get a whole standing desk, one of these things, and I just thought, nah, fuck it. But I thought, I got this. Everybody on my stream was laughing at it. They're all saying, look at this state here. Within about a week, they were all saying, where did you get that? That looks amazing. Looks so comfy, and it is.
You should sell it.
When you ask where I got it, I'm not telling them.
You should put it on. You should start selling executive chairs on your online store.
I could because it's comfy. It's brilliant. It's good for my back. You get a wee cushion.
What are you drinking?
It's magic. It's different. It's a different look.
What are you drinking?
Just water.
Ah, man, come on.
Oh, I like it. I like your video about water.
Doug likes your video about water.
Oh, thanks. I've done a few. Is it the tap water?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the tap water video. We showed it. At a 2 Crew video.
No, it's nothing. It's nothing harder. I'm 16 years dry.
Oh yeah. Oh, good for you.
16 years.
Because all the greedy fuckers doubled up on them.
You got any statues in your town you want to be taken down?
I think take them down take everything down every 10 years or so. Take the whole lot down.
Yeah.
There's one statue. We've got this statue. There's this gallery of modern art here in Glasgow, a gallery of modern art, and everybody puts this traffic cone on the guy's head. He's on a horse. I think it's the Duke of Wellington statue, and it's like a tradition. It's just always got this traffic cone on it. And I thought, what if they bring that down? I mean, anybody like 200 years ago or earlier is out of order, is like a bad person, pretty much. So what if they take that down? That's like, it's not so much for the statue, but
for the cone.
We're going to put the cone. So
I was a little disappointed in John Cleese, because John Cleese got into this saying like, well, if they're going to take these statues down, what about the Romans?
Aye,
and
the Colosseum and stuff like that. But he's been talking shit for
years, it's like, dude, nobody's fucking talking about that.
Aye, he's on his way out. He's not got a few years left.
No. Way out. But it doesn't seem like something that they would have made fun of, is somebody giving a shit about statues. Like Monty Python would have been like, we represent the official statues can never be taken down committee.
Aye, he's bad.
He's bad news.
He said something about Scottish folk or Glaswegians, tenement dwelling scum or something like that. But I think he meant it in a jokey sort of way. But every 3 years or so, he comes out with something. Every 3 years, John Cleese, you see him trending and people saying, oh, when I saw he was trending, I had hoped he was dead, but I was wrong or something like that. But
it doesn't. It seems like were you in on the joke back then when you were doing those shows and movies? Like maybe you were like you didn't get the point of view of your own work, but
I like back when he was John Cleese.
Like when he's like because Python was so much like making fun of authority and making fun of like establishment and sort of the norms of like how silly the British kind of the institutions were,
Just with anything like that, always just pick. If there's a group of people and you don't like one or the other, people just say the talent was all. Like say like with Morrissey and Johnny Marr.
Yeah.
Everything that Morrissey has said, he's turned a bit kind of right wing and everything. You can just say like Johnny Marr. Johnny Marr was.
I'll say Michael Palin. Michael Palin's got to be.
Aye.
You can't
say it's Michael Palin, or say it with whoever's died. Say it with like Graham Chapman.
Graham Chapman was the one.
Who's the other guy who just recently?
Terry Jones.
Terry Jones. It was them.
Yeah.
They were the talent.
They were the
just
brains.
Keep tweeting it.
Okay, I'll keep that.
No, sorry, I'm not instigating a pylon. Sorry.
No. And everybody can chill out. Nobody cares. Yeah. Everybody shut the fuck up.
Can he not take a joke? Can John Cleese not take a joke or something?
That's right. And then people yelled at me because I gave him shit, and they're like, "How dare you speak against the? You wouldn't have a career if it weren't for Monty Python. You have no right to be." What? I'm not allowed to talk. I'm not allowed to goof on John Cleese. I'm not allowed to make fun of other comedians.
No, you say you fucking want. This is getting aggressive. I feel myself getting aggressive.
I'm sorry.
I feel myself swearing a bit more and going, I see what you fucking want. I mean, he's going to be fucking dead soon anyway.
Yeah.
No, that I'm going to do it. I'm just saying by natural causes.
Of course. He's all bloated. He's got this massive. I mean, I'm not one to talk. I'm not in great shape, but it's just a.
Same here.
You look great, by the way. I got to tell you.
Thank you very much.
And we're like the same age.
Aye.
76.
I looked you up a few days ago. I think it was like, I don't know. I was there was some reason for me to check out your age. And are you 44?
Yeah.
I'm 45. I don't know.
You think you're better than me?
Age, but what's that?
You think you're better than me because you're 40? Because you're like less than 1 year older.
Well, I have got however many months ahead. I was learning stuff before you were born. So
a very healthy boy.
It's funny you're saying John Cleese is bloated. I've always thought him as skinny.
Yeah.
Tall, and even if you showed me a picture of him right now, like really fat or whatever, I was still in my mind.
He's rail thin and super tall.
Because he's so tall or something. It's the shape of his head. It's quite rectangular.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Was it more circular?
Too many biscuits. All right.
Oh,
Lemmy, I gotta.
What was that accent there?
Too many biscuits. That's my Liverpool. You know, I could do a little bit so if you want.
Oh, aye, because John Cleese is Scouse. Aye. So many biscuits.
Too many biscuits. Lemmy, I gotta go because I want to let some of the audience chime in today.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I hope we,
And
develop a natural friendship over this. Because I did the right thing. I reached out to you. And
thank you very much for being a bigger man.
I'm like Dylan.
All right. Take care.
I'll see you later.
All the best. All right. We did it. We made it happen.
That would be neat.
We'll talk to... the weirdest thing about doing the show is there's this residual... Like Limmy stays up on the screen for like an additional 5 seconds after we're done talking. Right. So I'm always curious, what's the face? What's happening? Is he like gonna go what the fuck was that?
Doug, help me out here.
He thinks he's off, and he's like.
How about talk to?
I don't know.
Oh, Chad Withers got excited when I said Chad.
There's
Chad, what's going on, man? You need to unmute.
I got it. Oh, is it on his side?
What's your name? Like
there we go.
Chad
Hello.
or some shit? What up, guys? Everybody good or what? Cool. God, fuck.
First off, I want to give a shout out to Vic.
Okay, why?
Right. Because for yesterday, I'm in the Dallas area. Steven Crowder was out here.
Oh boy.
And evidently, Vic is going hard on him on Twitter, posting some stuff like messages between him and.
Oh yeah, let's talk about this real quick. Vic, with
Vic Berger.
Vic Berger published or posted some DMs.
Yeah.
Oh, where's that? I sent you guys a great clip from the movie Casper.
Wait, what? Between you and Crowder?
No, between me and Greg Gutfield from Fox News.
Yeah, and it was on the Majority Report yesterday. They talked about it.
Vic.
It was pretty cool.
But I have Vic on my show, so I'm going to talk to him about it.
We can just play the clip from the Majority Report.
No, we don't need to do that.
Vic Berger.
My question to you is, first of all, talk me through what did Crowder do or say, or what did Gutfield do or say the other day that triggered you to publish a private message exchange?
Because he was before Trump and everything, he was like this libertarian guy, and supposedly was wasn't trying to hurt people. I guess he was just trying to do his thing and just give his opinion of him. But he's had a massive shift after Trump came in, and now I saw him railing against the protesters and just smearing a lot of people that are just trying to do good. Just helping this full agenda.
Yeah.
So,
and you always hate Crowder.
Yeah, Crowder's a horrible human being. But he's not even American too. He's Canadian. So he's weighing in on these,
right,
American issues, stirring shit up, and his audience is very young. They're like middle schoolers, and he's just he's just getting people
middle schoolers.
Yeah, they really are. The majority are like middle schoolers and young high schoolers.
Well, he likes to debate.
And
he has children try to change his mind on things.
And he only goes to he only shows up at college campuses,
right,
and gets in people's faces and stuff. But so I had all these guys blocked, but then people send me stuff all the time. Then it triggers me, and I get angry. So I have this stupid history with Weird Mike Cernovich, and somebody showed me Gutfield sharing Cernovich video promoting him. So that's a
three alarm fire right there.
So then I thought, and I talked to Gutfeld a few times, and it was always him coming to me because I guess he liked my videos.
I met Gutfeld 5 or 6 years ago after a stand-up show. He was he was like, I'm the voice of reason on Fox News.
Right, that was his
I'm not
shtick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not left. I'm not right. I'm right.
Yeah.
But he's just but
he's really not. And
drank the Kool-Aid.
And he's hurting people, pushing these false narratives. So I saw that, and I normally would never do this. I would never release.
I hope not, because
chats.
I've got some exchanges with you that I'm a little nervous about.
I know. Do not worry, unless you go on Fox News. And but so then I just pulled up these chats that I had with him about Cernovich and him bashing Cernovich, how pathetic he is and how awful he is, and how Crowder makes Cernovich makes Crowder look talented and everything. So I released that next to the screenshot of him sharing Cernovich, and just to show him how far he's sold out for this hate.
So who's on the line right now again? I can't see him up here.
I like that.
So you saw Crowder in the flesh?
My buddy did. He was outside in Dallas. My buddy posted a picture of him out there. He was evidently only out there for like 15 minutes, and nobody talked to him. And he left.
Sounds like a big waste of time.
Stupid. Yeah.
Vic, you said somebody, Skylar, a friend of ours.
Yeah, Skylar Thiet
went there
too and asked him about what Gutfeld said about him. You can just go to my Twitter, and if you want to read the whole thing, we don't have to go down that dark road, but just I don't know, these people are just terrible, and like yesterday, Crowder was he was in Dallas, saying he has a sign out that says the COVID death count is inflated. Change my mind. Just putting out these false narratives, and also I saw this video of him that I posted today, of him just. There's this in Dallas again. There's an artist painting over plywood that's up to protect the stores.
Oh yeah,
in case there's
it's beautiful. Like it looked like it was going to be this beautiful silhouette
it's
painting.
Nice
right?
thing. His
mural.
whole goal is to bring the community together, and he's painting inspirational art on plywood that people put up. And he's there harassing this guy and just made him look bad, and then he's bashing him afterwards. So that I don't know what else to do. How to get these people. Around. It's just pushing such negativity.
I mean, you just hope that it sows some. I don't know. You just gotta sow some discord between people like Gutfeld and Crowder, so they kind of like break.
Because for years everybody there's rational and either on the left or just sees what they're doing. That hasn't gotten through to them, and that hasn't stopped them.
It seems like a total mess over there because then Ann Coulter.
Ugh.
She's like all anti-Trump now, and like 3 years ago she put a book out called In Trump We Trust or something.
She's anti-Trump now.
Yeah,
I don't
know about totally, but
I think
I think she's pretty this guy's a fucking fraud.
Right.
Why should we listen to anything
anymore.
you have to say?
Yeah.
Who's that laugh? I feel like it's you.
What is
I don't know.
All right, listen. It's already 11:30. We have to go. If you want to listen to what, Chad? You seem upset. What?
Oh, I just wanted to ask something. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm a manager of a music venue, and I was just wondering, some of your friends are some of my favorite musicians, and I was just wondering, kind of what the climate is amongst people. From my perspective, as somebody who books stuff, it's like there's not going to be live music for who knows how long. And I was just wondering, if that's kind of started to resonate in your musical friend circles.
I mean, I haven't talked too deeply with anybody. I think people are just hoping that this will be a lost year. That
just talk to Baauer.
Well, yeah, Baauer's at home living with his parents. I mean, I think that's the reality right there. Say no more. I think life goes on. Life will go on. I think, and it'll be a long time, I guess. Relative, but it's all relative. Like in 3 years, will we? I mean, 3 years is a long time when it comes to how am I going to pay the bills? But, I feel like people, it's still too early to know what's going to happen next year. I think there's optimism that there'll be a vaccine and that, this will magically go away. But yeah, I mean, certainly, the more we learn, I guess, about the how the virus spreads is like indoor.
We all can grow and we all can learn.
Like indoor bars and clubs and music venues seem like not a good place to be.
No,
Yeah. So I've said this before, and it's a bit grim, but the period of time that we're in the 20th century where popular music has become this thing where I think Mick Jagger said that we have fucking private planes and we're treated as kings is a very, very small little chunk of history for entertainers. Historically entertainers were very low on the totem pole when it comes to, their value. And that seems to be resetting it quite a bit. So, it's because this perfect storm happened where a certain demographic had the buying power and their only way to get things were through, buying a record. And that's all changed in the past 10, 15 years. So I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, a lot of people have fans who are buying their music or supporting their merch and continue to do that. If you have What is going on back there? Are you playing me out? If you're a fan of the Eagles,
I'm trying to get to my Maserati.
if you're Bob Dylan and you're a fan of the Eagles, Bob Dylan should be buying all the Eagles merch he can.
Garth Brooks is actually doing a drive-in performance show at different drive-in theaters. It's going to be broadcast live. It costs $100 per car to go watch it.
That's the problem. Everything got so out of whack. You have fucking Fleetwood Mac going out there playing for $300, and, you know, Built to Spill or whoever is like, you know, it's all out of whack. So maybe there needs to be some kind of big resetting in the way, you know, how music is paid for, how artists are compensated. It seems like it's going to be, I don't know what the answer is, but it is totally out of whack that you have insane, exorbitant costs for some things. But I'll tell you, as a guy that goes on the road and does shows that with a high production value, they're not cheap to do. I mean, traveling is expensive, you know, so... And if you're a band, if you're like fucking Vampire Weekend or something, who I love, you're traveling with like 20, 30 people.
Saturday.
All right, listen.
Saturday.
If you want to hear more about my thoughts on this, and we'll talk about, there's a war brewing in two parts of the world we're going to talk about. We could talk about this overnight Chris D'Elia stuff. I don't know. We could talk about anything you want. Call us.
I get on with kids.
Call us and join the discussion at office hours, after hours, at the patreon.com/office hours live. Thank you so much to my guests, Andrew Callaghan, Limmy, Omari from the Chop
Baauer
up there in Saddle, and Baauer, big bad boy Baauer calling in. All right, everybody, peace to you. We have a show next week on Thursday morning, okay? Back to Thursday, and then we're going to take a week off for a little summer vacation. Some of us are going to take a little road trip, okay? I love you. Talk to you soon. All the best. Peace to you. Bye.
Turn it up.
The seasons, they do change. Let me, what's in